So now we're going to talk about Padlet. So Padlet is a website where educators can create a blog post for all students to collaborate on. It's basically a free discussion board that you can use. Students can work together on Padlet to do projects, maybe an assignment, or even homework. This is great for async activities, and the best part is user-friendly. So now let's go take a look at Padlet. So here is Padlet. So as you get onto Padlet.com, you are going to come to this website here, and you are going to go ahead and log in. I log in through Microsoft because that's what my school uses. And then it comes to your dashboard. As you can see, I don't have any Padlets yet. I actually have not used a Padlet myself, but I've used it in multiple professional developments, and my other colleagues use it as well. But we are going to go ahead and make one together. One thing that's great is you can join a Padlet. When you join a Padlet, you'll get a URL, and you would join it that way. But we're going to make a Padlet. So we're going to go ahead and make a Padlet. So one thing that's awesome about Padlet, it gives you multiple different types of styles that you want to use. Maybe you want to do a web design. Let's say you want to do a concept map. You can do it that way. Maybe you're teaching history and you want to do a timeline of an event. You can create that. Or maybe you just want a basic grid or wall, which just kind of shows everything once and makes it big, kind of like discussion board or visual board that looks like this. Or maybe you want to do a map. Let's say you're doing some type of scavenger hunt or some type of, world discovery. You can do it as well with that. But we're just going to do like a wall. So you're starting your Padlet. One thing I love is that you can edit this and customize it as you wish. So let's say you want the wallpaper. We're going to keep it with the sky. And let's say you want to talk about, the water cycle. And you're going to have students list the steps of the water cycle. So that is what they're going to do. You can group the post by section. Let's say you're going to have some students list one of the steps, and then you can link them that way. You can also have students add comments. Maybe you want to timestamp it. Maybe you want to do reactions. You add some stars or grades, or maybe have them like the post. One thing I love about Padlet is that it has this option where you can require approval. So that means that before that even gets to the main page, it comes to you for an approval. So that way you can see what they're saying before they post it live. You can also have it filtered profanity. Who doesn't love that as an educator, where it filters anything that might not deem appropriate for school. And also you can have it remake it, so have them remake this Padlet. And then it generates that join URL right here where you can copy. So that's the appearance. You have your layout, posting, and all that stuff is right here. Okay, so let's say we do this. Awesome. And let's say we want to add subject. So let's say we want to do like one cycle. And then I publish that. And then you can edit it or move it around and make it the way you want and everything. So this is kind of how Padlet looks. It kind of just is like this really beautiful discussion post that comes in one amazing page and stuff. You can show activity. As you can see, I put that as my post. Let's say you want to check throughout the week who's adding and stuff, and then maybe follow some people, especially if you're doing this in a professional development and it's going through educators or people throughout the world, and you're like, oh, I want to follow this person. I really like what they said. You can do that and stuff. You can remake it if you want. Let's say you want to remake this, copy people in privacy. Maybe you want to copy some authorship on it. Maybe you really like a lot of these posts, so you want to copy them and use them later. And you can add members. Let's just say you have a new student coming in the middle of the class. You can add that person. And then so many ways of sharing. That's the one thing I love about Padlet. It's so user-friendly. You can just copy the link. You can create a slideshow. You can do QR, embed it, email. You can even open it in Zoom. How fun is that? Even share it on Facebook, Twitter, or even an LMS like Google Classroom. Or you can export it. Let's say you really love the way it looks and you want to keep it in your classroom. You can save it as an image and then you can print it out and give it in the classroom. Or you can share it to your LMS so that everyone can see what they did. And then you also have a slideshow version where you can play it as a slideshow. Great way to share it with the class at the end, go over it, or add it to your LMS, and for students to go back and review it, maybe to study as well. And then also you have your settings. So again, here's the settings on how I added my Padlet. So that's how to do Padlet. So, and how to edit that. Again, you can add and edit as much as you want. It tells you who starts it, what is it called, and then how I wanted them to do that. So, and then as you can see, my Padlet is right here where I can go back and edit or go into it as well. Padlet also has a gallery. So let's say you're not sure what you want to do. So you can look at their library and choose some that maybe you would want to do for your class as well. As you can see, they have wall, stream, grid, map, all the ones that you could possibly use. And then you also have shared Padlet, so you can share it throughout with educators, with students, and everything as well. So that is a little bit about Padlet and how to use Padlet in the classroom.